One of my favorite modes from the early days of GTA Online might just be making its way to Red Dead Online in the near future. Survivals. I used to absolutely love playing survivals in GTA Online back in the day. And shout out to Kane, check out his channel. He posted this in my Discord. GTA forums link from Tez. Some of you are aware of Tez. You know him. You love him. So do I. Not in that way. Anyway, so Tez posted this in GTA forums. The article linked below in the description section. Seems like this wasn't discussed before, but we may receive survival modes with future updates. The following changes happen as of the Bounty Hunters update. So data miners found this information in the code. So basically what it means is, well, I'm not a code expert, but it says PvE, winners, losers, waves complete, waves, right? As in survival waves. It all starts to click together. The dots are connecting. And I think that survivals might just very well be coming to Red Dead Online somewhere down the road, maybe by the next update. Perhaps so. And if that's the case, and if they're done right, it could be absolutely awesome to have survivals in Red Dead Online, especially if we get, I don't know, a survivor creator mode. That would be cool, Rockstar. Creator mode for most of the other modes in the game, like horse racing, as well as like gun rush, etc. But survivals, which would obviously be a PvE mode with you and up to 4 players, would be a lot of fun if done right. And I think for the most part, survivals was done pretty good in GTA Online. Good enough to where I enjoyed playing them. So it would be similar to the current version of survivals in GTA Online, which they have changed over the years. 10 plus waves, I guess what, endless waves. It becomes more difficult with each wave, but the rewards continue to increase with more XP, more cash. And the survivals in Red Dead Online definitely need gold nugget payouts. So that has to be a thing as well. Hopefully Rockstar will do that. Probably not. But I would suggest giving us gold payouts along with cash and XP for the survivals, 1 to 4 players. Some unlockables depending on how far you make it in this survival or that survival, at least going up to wave 10, would give you some unlockable rewards, unique clothing items, maybe some unique weapon variants, etc., numerous locations and enemy NPCs, gangs, etc. So let's talk about the locations. Now, I'm not going to cover all the locations, but you can imagine in each of the 5 states of Red Dead Online, and maybe eventually Nuevo Paraíso and Mexico, if they ever give us a Nuevo Paraíso expansion, there's a lot of potential locations that would make for very interesting survivals, either Rockstar created or player created if we ever got a survival creator. First off, let's start out west in New Austin. Tumbleweed, Gaptooth, Rathskeller Fork, Benedict Point, Armadillo, Fort Mercer, McFarland's Ranch, Ridgewood, Thieves Landing. Then you move over to West Elizabeth, the Quaker Cove, Blackwater, the area of the Tall Trees by Mancinian Post, Strawberry, Big Valley, Hanging Dog Ranch, Aurora Basin. Then you can go all the way up north into Ambarino. There's definitely some interesting spots up there too, like Coulter, Adler Farm, West East Grizzlies. There's definitely locations in the West and East Grizzlies that would be fantastic for survival, such as up in Mount Hagen, and of course the Wapiti Reservation. Then going down to Valentine, obviously, the Oil Fields, Emerald Ranch, Butcher's Creek, Van Horn, Ansburg, Fort Wallace. Is Fort Wallace in New Hanover or Ambarino? Either way, Fort Wallace would also be a very good map for survival mode. All the forts would. Let's move south now to Lemoyne. Different locations for us down there as well for potential survival maps. Rhodes, Braithwaite Manor, Caliga Hall, areas of the bayou including Le Gras, Saint Denis, the largest city in the game. There's definitely plenty of spots throughout Saint Denis that would serve as a fantastic map for survivals. And of course, over in Sisika, that would be a good survival map as well. There's a variety of gangs that exist in Red Dead Online and Red Dead Redemption 2 that would be good for quote-unquote enemies that we'd have to face, unique to each map, such as the Del Lobos, the Driscolls, Skinner Brothers, Murphy Brood, the Lemoyne Raiders, Night Folk, the cultists from some of the bounties, including one of the legendary bounties, various bandits, outlaws. They would also have a variety of different quote-unquote vehicles to come after us, not just on the ground, but they could roll in certain waves, similar to survivals in GT Online, where there's buzzards that come in. Maybe we get a war wagon that comes in that we have to destroy. And of course, enemies would ride in on horseback, as well as perhaps even hot air balloons, right? So we'd have a hot air balloon spawn in, maybe throwing a dynamite or fire bottles that we have to shoot out of the sky. Once you shoot the balloon part of the balloon, then it falls to the earth. That'd be kind of cool if we had hot air balloons involved in the survivals. You could also have reinforcements come in via train if there happens to be a rail line in the particular survival map. And if you're by water, then of course they would come in via the little steamboats and perhaps even stagecoaches as well. But other enemies that they could add in the survivals could maybe even be predators. Like, for example, packs of wolves or bears, cougars, panthers, alligators. And maybe sometimes a legendary animal shows up that you have to dispatch, like a beaver and its beaver army, or the white bison. Unfortunately, you might not be able to sample it or skin it for Gus, but still, those would make a variety of interesting enemies, whether it's regular NPCs like outlaws, bandits, various gang members, predators, or some of the legendary animals that would have to go up against you, depending on which wave you happen to be in, as well as the particular map and location across the 5 states of Red Dead Online. And in Halloween, here's something that a lot of us really want. A new version of Undead Overrun, back from Red Dead Redemption Multiplayer. So you would see similarities between GT Online Survivals as well as Undead Overrun from Red Dead Redemption Multiplayer. In fact, my idea for the name of the survivals would just simply call them Overrun. So it would be called Overrun, and that's what you would have the ability to create your own Overrun map and your own specific enemy NPCs, as well as quote-unquote bosses like war wagons, hot air balloons, predators, legendary animals to contend with, or maybe you could just have an entire wave after wave of predators. I would love to have nothing more than a good old-fashioned bear war in tall trees. It's something I enjoyed doing in Red Dead Redemption 1 all the time, riding around as John Marston with wave after wave of bears just stumbling after me, wiping them out, or getting destroyed by packs of cougars. That would be fun as well, especially if we actually had a very good survival creator mode. But going back to Undead Overrun, obviously we want the various undead creatures from Undead Nightmare, the legendary story mode DLC from Red Dead Redemption 1, implemented as a mode time limited throughout the Halloween season, perhaps for a month, starting at the beginning of October. For 4 weeks till the end of October, we get to do Undead Overrun. Once again, also with some unique unlockable rewards, clothing items, weapon variants. Of course, having to contend with wave after wave of the undead and the graveyards and cemeteries. So that's where I would like to see the Undead Overrun maps take place in, all the various cemeteries and graveyards scattered throughout the map of Red Dead Online, and just leave that specifically for Undead Overrun, and all the other parts of the map would be for Overrun, the regular survival mode for Red Dead Online. So that's my ideas for a hypothetical survivals Overrun for Red Dead Online. It's a PvE mode I've absolutely loved playing from Red Dead Redemption Multiplayer with Undead Overrun, as well as survivals in GTA Online. And this is actually something that would excite me about Red Dead Online if Rockstar was to add survivals Overrun to Red Dead Online and give us a creator mode early on in the existence of these survivals, and not wait many years later like they did with survivals in GTA Online. Your thoughts, your views, your opinions regarding survivals in Red Dead Online. Do you think it's going to happen? What would you like to see in the survivals? And would you like your very own creator mode for survivals Overrun in Red Dead Online? Your thoughts, views, and opinions, as always, welcome below in the comment section.